Hello ladies and gentlemen, it's Mike here at Games from Scratch, and I've got some pretty massive news on the game engine front, and this one is coming from Epic Games. And if there's a company out there that consistently acquires companies and makes the world a better place by doing so, it's probably Epic Games. Whenever they acquire another company like Quixel or so on, the existing users always seem to get a better experience as a result, and today's acquisition is no different. Epic Games just acquired Capturing Reality, and this is actually kind of some hilarious timing on my end because I literally just installed this. This is Capturing Reality, by the way, and it's a photogrammetry suite, and I'm working on a video on photogrammetry for game development, and Capturing Reality is one of the premier applications in that space. And what it basically allows you to do is take a collection of photos and use it to create or recreate a 3D scene. There's a couple of different ways of doing this. Photogrammetry is definitely one of them. So what you can see here, I've got a number of different images I shot with my camera as part of the test. By the way, the test failed horribly. You're going to find if you ever get into photogrammetry, it is all about the quality of the acquisition of images. It's not so much how you shoot them. Actually, it's exactly how you shoot them. That's a dumb thing for me to say. The skill is in image acquisition, and I did a very poor job of it, but this is an idea. What I've done is I've taken tons and tons and tons of photos of a model that I want to capture, and then what this guy is going to do is you feed it in to the photogrammetry suite, in this case, RealityCapture, and then what I can do, well, at this point in time, in all honesty, this is about as simple as it gets. I can just press play, and this will go ahead and do its magic work. Now, I'm going to let this run in the background, and then while that's doing that, let's go on back to the announcement. So they now own Capturing Reality. So today we are thrilled to announce that Capturing Reality, the creator of RealityCapture, that was the program we just saw 2 seconds ago, the state-of-the-art photogrammetric software for 3D scans has joined the Epic Games family. Capturing Reality software is able to reconstruct objects and scenes of any size from images or laser scans, yielding 3D scans with unparalleled accuracy and mesh quality at speeds many times faster than competing software. At Epic, the Capturing Reality team will continue to grow and work closely with the Unreal Engine team to make their technology more accessible and affordable. In fact, and here's where Epic Games kicks in every time. Starting today, Capturing Reality will reduce prices for all new and existing customers. You can read more about that here. We'll get to there in just a second. RealityCapture is the clear market leader in photogrammetry and has been integral to the creation of Quixel Megascan since its inception. We are beyond excited to welcome Capturing Reality to our team and to accelerate our shared vision to enable anyone to scan the world. Now, that's interesting. So apparently, Quixel, a company they previously acquired, uses Capturing Reality for a lot of their texture scans and 3D objects that they sell. And by the way, Quixel was acquired by Epic Games, and what they did was they made Quixel free for Unreal Engine developers, and for everybody else, if you're using a competing game engine or you're making films or whatever, they made the prices a whole lot cheaper. So they're kind of doing the same move here. So Capturing Reality team is made up of some of the most impressive experts in the field of photogrammetry. The team has built a powerful solution with RealityCapture, and we are fortunate to have them as part of the Epic Games family. Epic plans to integrate Capturing Reality's powerful photogrammetry software into the Unreal Engine ecosystem, making it even easier for developers to upload images and create photorealistic 3D models in instants. Capturing Reality will continue support and development for partners across the industry like gaming, visual effects, film, surveying, architecture, engineering, construction, and cultural heritage. This also includes companies that do not use Unreal Engine. Once again, Epic purchased another company but didn't shut the door on their competitors. Our mission at Capturing Reality is to give our customers the most powerful and easy-to-use photogrammetry solution on the market, and they have the freedom to focus on their businesses. Epic is clearly aligned with this mission and has proven track record of taking existing technologies and making them more accessible to developers across industries. So that is that. So basically, Capturing Reality creates this photogrammetry software which allows you to recreate real-world items by taking tons of photos of it. It will automatically create a 3D scan and a texture map on top of it. Epic Games have purchased them, and the cool thing here is they're going to be integrating it into Unreal Engine, but on top of that, for existing users immediately today, the pricing got cheaper. Now, you're going to see something here. Some of this pricing is eek. So it went from 15,000 euro to 3750. So we're talking, you're doing a currency can change there too. So let's pretend the euro and the USD are about the same. You're looking at about a 4-to-1 price drop. That's pretty impressive, but that's on their unlimited perpetual enterprise license. That is, if you want to use Capture Reality to do like an infinite amount of captures. If you come in and take a look at their licensing plans, which have gotten cheaper. They are credit-based, and we'll see this in a second with the one that I spun off in the background. You can pay it on a credit-by-credit basis. Now, this used to be $20, I think, and I think it used to be less credit. So it's definitely gotten cheaper on a pay-as-you-go kind of plan as well. So now, let's see, it's $10 for 3,500 credits. We'll see what my scan costs, but it's based off the number of points in your scan. And when you finish, everything you saw on my own end was free. So basically, Capturing Reality got a whole lot cheaper as a result of this, both the perpetual enterprise license, which went down by, like, again, a quarter of the existing price, and the cost to get per credit kind of pay-as-you-go also went down. All right, so here we go. We're still running, which, by the way, the end results of this are going to be trash because the photos I set up, I'm still learning photogrammetry. It's one of those things, it's definitely, again, it's a skill or a challenge to capture images right. You're going to want to, ideally, you're going to want to have a DSL camera. If you don't, you're going to want to set your phone camera into shooting RAW, and you're going to want to set the ISO speed and the focal point and all of those things. There's all kinds of learning curves involved. I didn't learn them well, but I'm going to show you some of the aspects of this anyways. What it is doing is basically going through all of these images and recreating a 3D scene as a result. And, oh, there we go. So we're getting a bit closer. You can now see the point cloud in effect. So hopefully we're almost there, Let's see if this is this a real progress bar, or is this like one of those, you get to 90% and then you wait forever? We will find out. There we go. All right, so here we've done it. It has done its magical stuff. Obviously, you see this is the area I was focusing on. All the rest of it is gibberish. And what we have got now is a 3D scene with a fire hydrant recreated. Again, what you're going to want to do if you're capturing this yourself, you're going to probably ideally want to use a better camera, and you're probably going to want to get between 70 to 100 shots of it. I got too few shots, but even here, the results they're okay, especially for a photogrammetry amateur. Now, what you're going to find is if I want to go ahead and get this out, it should pop up here and tell me how many credits it's going to cost. Okay, so here we go. So this one now under the new pricing scheme, you're going to see use free and pay when happy, license your inputs. So if I want to go ahead and get the results of this one out, it's going to take me 93 credits, which is $1.10 under the new scheme. So definitely got cheaper, and it's only when you export out your finished result that it costs you money. So this is what you do. You scan in, you can create 3D models like this. I could take this out and export it as an OBJ file or whatever and use it in other environments, but we've only kind of really got to the basics of it. So far, what we've done here is we've created like a raw scan. There is a ton of information here. By the way, we can jump over here and actually, okay, how do I, oh, I can. There's a way that you can jump and show the camera that it's shooting from. Unfortunately, I've also been working with 3 or 4 different photogrammetry suites over the weekend. But when you've got your scene set up, so I've gone ahead, I've done the scan, which is sort of all of these various different things. It's creating textures for me. I can then pull the textures out, a PBR-based texture scan on there. We can do things like simplify this model down. You'll see the settings over here. So I could go ahead and I could reduce it down to a much lower polygon count if I wish. Let that run through. Otherwise, you can do is something like feed it into instant meshes. We've got options galore up here. A number of things controlling how the mesh is generated. Often what you would do is you go ahead and you would generate the scan like this. You would run a simplify on it. You would often run a smoothing on it. So go ahead here. And these things are not obviously always that quick, so I'm not going to show you too many of these things in action, but some of them are fairly quick. So this is going to go through and smooth out the results, and then you generally find it looks a little bit better. Then sometimes what you've got is you've got some holes in your mesh that are generated. You basically come on through, and then you fill in those holes. It'll do a better scan again. And then ultimately, and I do think this one takes a little bit more time, is you would often run a simplify there. Where did simplify go? Anyways, and then it will render down to a much lower polygon count mesh. And then this is the bit you want. Now, as you're noticing, this is actually pulling in a lot of the background that I scanned when I picked this image up. You can actually use photogrammetry. It's good for outside. Trying to capture your inside environment is tricky, but if you want to, recreate the real world, photogrammetry is good for that. So you want to go down and capture your house, you just walk around the outside edge, take as many pictures as you possibly can under the most ideal settings. If you are going to try and do things outside, just a couple of hints. Try and do it on an overcast day. make sure your camera doesn't have any kind of an auto-focusing setting going on, and ideally capture RAW. Though weirdly enough, what I find is this application does a crap job with RAW, whereas other ones work so much better with it. So I don't get it. By the way, on the topic of alternatives, there's also Mushroom out there, and the other one, I forget the name of, I recently just installed it. Okay, it's Agisoft. There we go. Agisoft Metashape. That's another application that does this kind of stuff as well. Those are the three I was looking at. In terms of workflow, this one is probably hands down the easiest of them. It's probably the most, actually no, not easiest. I say Agisoft was actually easier, but this is probably the most polished of them. And what you'll see here, see those little dots in the background? Those are all the various different cameras. Those are the images that were used to actually acquire that particular shot. And they'll be all around the scene. You'll find the various different, whoa, super sensitive. All right, let's go back here. All right, up we go. All right, I'm not gonna bother. So it is a skill in itself. Do be aware it is going to take some time to pick up and learn that skill. But the cool thing here is it is now in the hands of a company that is known for making tools free consistently. Now, I don't know that it's going to be free for Unreal Engine users from what I am reading here, but this sure kind of sounds like it when they say that they're going to be integrating it into Unreal Engine. This part plans to integrate Capture Reality's powerful photogrammetry software into the Unreal Engine ecosystem, making it easier for developers to upload images and create photorealistic 3D models. That does certainly sound like it. Another thing that comes to mind here, this is pushing it into the cloud more and more too. That seems to be a bit of a trend with Unreal Engine and Epic Games these days. But this is great news. This is a really cool application. Photogrammetry has definitely value in trying to recreate real-world things, especially if you learn how to do it well and you take the time and you do all those scans. You can get a very, very realistic result out of this. So that is today's news. Epic Games have acquired Capturing Reality. What do you think? Let me know. Comments down below, and I will talk to you all later. Goodbye.